Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here, and today we're going to be looking at something quite special. I do apologise, it's been a while since I've done a video on our YouTube channel. I have been having issues with OBS recently, and yeah, it's been freezing, it's been crashing. I've recorded like 2 videos, and unfortunately they just hadn't been released because of the fact that OBS didn't record properly. But finally we're back with another Train Simulator Classic video, and today we're going to be looking at the work in progress route made by Philip Baker. This is the Stour Valley Railway and Combe Valley and Housted Railway route, although in this video we're going to be covering the Stour Valley Railway section from Shelford through to Sudbury. Now this line is very close to my heart because it is actually my local line. So this line closed in 1967, unfortunately, and it's very sad indeed. If you're interested in finding out a little bit about the Stour Valley and Combe Valley Railways, check out our previous video, which was a vlog walking along the original track beds of the Stour Valley and Combe Valley Railways, showing basically what is left of it. And yeah, there is not a lot left. So this is basically just a review of the work in progress version of this route. So this is the November release. So this was released in November 2022. So it's a relatively old version now, and I know that there is a newer version that's going to come out soon on Philip's website. I've been in talks with Philip, and he has stated that he may consider hosting this route on the British Locomotive Studios website. We're in talks about that to see if that could happen. Well, we'll see what happens in that sense. Well, one thing I will say about this route before we get into driving this Class 31 diesel is that the install process for this beta is a bit of a pain in the backside. How it's set out, where there's like loads of different download links, I think could be simplified, and there is a way of simplifying it. And basically I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on this, Philip, just so you can make it a little bit simpler for users who download the beta version. Basically, if you go into your Railworks Content Routes folder, you find the code, which is basically the route code for your route. So for example, this one here is your route code, and basically what you do is you right click on it and basically compress it to a zip folder, and what that will do is that will compress and place all of the files into a zip folder. So this is the route files, so stuff like the terrain, the scenery, the scenarios, etc., and that will place that into a zip file for you. And then basically all people have to do to install it is just drag and drop the route folder into their Railworks directory, and then Bob's your uncle. Obviously the assets, the custom assets, will have to be a separate thing, so you would make a separate download link for the assets, which you have done before, which is obviously like the station buildings and stuff like that, etc. So yeah, so that is basically a way of improving how to download the beta work in progress versions of the route, so it will make it easier to install. But anyway, without me waffling on, let's actually get a look into this route. So we'll unpause the game and take D5506 down the Stour Valley line to Sudbury. So let's go. So this 31 is using the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 31 Sound Pack Pro, which makes it sound better than the default sounds you usually get. So we're just going to set up the cab of our 31, we'll put her into forward gear, release our brake, we'll make sure we put our headlights on, which to be honest we don't really have any headlights, so we've just got to go with the head code light. And yeah, pretty much it's a right away from Shelford. So Shelford Station is very underdeveloped at the minute. As you can see, there is no custom assets here. It's just a basic Coogee building. I believe there's usually a road over here somewhere. it's not done yet. You can tell Shelford has not been completed just yet. I do know that this route actually links to the Neil Cunningham Cambridge Lines Route, which is quite an essential requirement for this route. I will link Neil Cunningham's Cambridge Lines Route into the description of the video, so you can go and check it out and grab hold of it. It is a really lovely route. And also I'll link Philip's website in the description of this video as well, so you can go and check out the beta versions of this route and download it and check it out, because it is a lovely bit of kit, and you will see as we go down. Right, take it away, Class 31. We'll do a bit of a cab ride shot, shall we? Always looks good from the cab, doesn't it? So we're just going to go slow over this. So this is the junction towards the Stour Valley line. This junction is no longer here in real life. It is literally just a double track section along here now, which is very sad indeed, but there you go. Time progresses. So I think we'll speed up a little bit now, because we will come up to a 30-mile-an-hour limit, so I will speed us up to that. Oh, we've got some floaty trees there. That's interesting. I may be missing some embankment assets here. I don't know what them floaty trees are all about. So just remember, guys, this is heavy WIP, so don't expect like lots and lots of scenery. I'm just sort of showing you what he's done so far on the route. As you can see, we have got some bits and pieces here, that like floaty buildings and stuff, which are obviously something that will need sorting in the future. As you can see, we've got some floaty track work over there, which obviously hasn't been sorted yet. I'm liking the use of telegraph poles alongside the line. It gives you that feel of the 1950s, 1960s. So this route is sort of based around sort of the late 50s to early 1960s, which is a very good time period, to be honest, because you get sort of the transition between steam and diesel, which is something that is quite interesting. Okay, we can speed up now towards Pampersford, which will be our next station. So the route requires the Armstrong Powerhouse Wherry lines, which is the main sort of base route for the track and stuff like that. It also is required for some of the signals. So the two main requirements that I can think of is Wherry Lines and the Neil Cunningham Cambridge Lines. There is a few other bits and pieces that are required for the route as well. The requirements list is on Philip's website, and although there is one requirement that he has missed, and it was the Lübeck line, the German route, something, I think it's West Colin to Lübeck or something like that. I can't remember the name. It's a strange name. I don't do German, but yeah. So there's a few requirements, but so it's all worth it. It's very much worth it. Worth getting for it. And it's great to finally see somebody building this route in Train Simulator, because it is something that I've always been interested in and wanted to be done. So it is great to see somebody finally doing it. What I'll also link in the description as well is our British Locomotive Studios vlog, if you haven't yet seen it. This is obviously about me and Jordan basically rediscovering some of this railway line to what it is today. And you'll see that there is not a lot left of it. But we did find some remains. We found a couple of bridges and stuff like that, which Philip has used as reference for his route. As I did say that I would go around filming and taking photographs of some of the remains of the railway, so he can get a general idea of what the bridges were like, and you know, get some more reference to what he's building. So we're coming up to Pampersford now. So this will be the first custom station on the route. It's great to see custom stations being built and constructed. We also have a couple of custom bridges and stuff like that, which have also been built for this route. And it's just great to see, you know, everyone loves a custom. Everyone loves a 3D building. And as you'll see when we come into Pampersford, the modelling is pretty superb. So that's one of the bridges we're passing over there. That's one of the custom bridges. We'll go and look at that in a minute. So here we are arriving into Pampersford. There's nothing left of Pampersford in real life. There is actually absolutely nothing. All that's left is an A road. The station site is now completely gone. Okay, so Pampersford Station. We do have opening doors on this station, so you can let passengers aboard. But yeah, but look at this. So this is obviously, we can see here that the fencing here isn't quite complete. We've got just like a blank texture here, so it's not finished, as you can see. But we've got this nice brick wall here, and I mean, this station, I mean, this is just, you know, the first Great Eastern station we come across on our journey. But as you can see, he's captured the station extremely well. It is a work in progress model. As I say, none of this is complete yet. But I think we can all agree, as a base, you know, for what it is at the moment, it does look pretty superb, doesn't it? The second platform is very underdeveloped at the moment. We don't have much in the means of items on the second platform. Obviously we've got all of the signs that say Pampersford and stuff like that, which has obviously got concrete posts on them, which is very prototypical for a Great Eastern of origin. And we also have the bay here implemented as well. As we can see here, some of the texturing and stuff is also not finished on this concrete bay platform here. If we head over to the bridge, we can see that this is one of the custom bridges, which is very nice indeed. It's sort of a metal girder structure, which just looks lovely, really, doesn't it? It's great to see some new items, and obviously these can be useful for any route, really. You know, you download this route, you can use this on freeware routes, obviously as long as you have this route as a requirement for your route. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. It really is. Anyway, moving on from Pampersford. So we've got a 50 limit along here. Yep, and no other speeds as such. We do have the occasional shadows of cars though going, like, yeah, so the shadows of cars seem to come under the bridge, so I don't know whether the shadows are completely correct on the bridges and stuff yet. It's quite a gradient up here, which is nice. You get a nice amount of gradients on this route, which is good, and you know, it gives you the chance to really get the locos going. Like I say, this is full handle and we're picking up speed relatively slowly, so you can really open these locos up along this route. I am actually looking into perhaps introducing some 1960s era Class 31 reskins, which would be suited for this route. I would like to create them if I can. So we're coming up to Linton soon, which is the second station on our journey today. Linton Station is still here today and is now, I believe, an office. I went and visited the site, and yeah, it's offices now, I believe. I'm actually in talk with Jordan. One day we're thinking of perhaps doing another part of our journey along the Stour Valley and Con Valley railways, because the one that we did along the Haverhill North to Sturmer section and the Haverhill South to Birdbrook sections did very well actually. We got a nice amount of views and a nice amount of likes, and I'm really glad you guys enjoyed that video. So we're looking into perhaps making another one, like another part, either going further from Whitley to Yeldham, or Haverhill to Bartlow, or further beyond. So here we are approaching Linton Station, which is literally just down the road from Haverhill, which is my hometown. We have some floaty track here. I see I've got some milk bottles here and there as well, and I don't know what they are. So Philip, if you can let me know what them milk bottles are like, because I seem to be missing a couple of embankments and I don't know what routes they are from or what freeware asset are required for them. So yeah, if you could let me know what that is, that would be great. Oh, I'll accidentally put it into emergency. Yeah, so I've got a couple of milk bottles along the line side. Yeah, so this is Linton Station, and we can start to really see that sort of Great Eastern brickwork that everybody loves. I mean, just look at that. It looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? It kind of reminds you of the North Weald Station at the Epping and Ongar Railway, because that is, I believe, the same sort of structure as this. It's a very Great Eastern structure, sort of a Great Northern structure, as it were. But yes, we've got the lovely station building here at Linton. We can see it sort of goes into this sort of little conservatory area, and then obviously you've got the way into the ticket office there. We've also got like posters and stuff as well alongside the wall and things like that, which are really cool and prototypical for the time period that this route is based. We go inside here though, and then obviously you look round here, you can see that well, you can't really, sort of the glazing goes see-through. But yeah, not sure if it's designed for you to actually go in here. But yeah. But yeah, as you can see, the walls are not 100% complete yet. We've got the waiting room here at Linton, which is very nice indeed. It's great to see that there. I'm not sure if it was Linton or Bartlow, but there is a station somewhere where you can actually see the water tower on the hill somewhere. I believe that was Bartlow where you can see that. But yeah, there's a water tower on the hill that you can see from the station. Because I've got a DVD actually of the old railways. It's called East Anglian Byways. In fact, Philip, perhaps you should go and have a look, see if you can find it. It's East Anglian Byways. It's a good DVD to look at for some references. It's worth a look at. But yeah. So moving on from Linton, our next station should be Haverhill, I believe. Wait, no, not Haverhill, it's Bartlow next. My bad. So next stop is Bartlow. Off we go. So as we can see, it is a downhill section from Linton down to Bartlow. It's slightly downhill. And then we sort of go to a flattened ground again. Yeah, as we can see, when we go under the bridge, you'll see that the bridges don't actually have any shadows at the moment, so that's obviously something that needs to be implemented on these models on a later date. Yeah, this section here is looking pretty smart, isn't it? You can really sort of see that a bit of scenery going on here. Yeah, you know, you can look at the locomotive from this view, which looks very nice indeed. We have got another milk bottle down there by the looks of things. It looks like it was a signal, or supposed to be. Okay, so we're now heading into Bartlow, so we've got to start slowing up for the approach. We can see Bartlow Junction signal box on the right hand side. This signal box is still here to this day, apparently. I need to go and see it at some point. I don't know the exact location of the signal box, but it would be great to see. Unfortunately, it has caved in on itself, so only the base is remaining now. But you know, it would be great to see what is ever left of the bridge, the signal box, even. We've got a little man that's inside the building for some reason, like literally just through the wall. There we go. Okay, so we just stopped there, pretty much in the right spot, because when stopping at these light stations and stuff, you want to try and keep the passenger walkway clear, so that passengers can still walk over the different platforms. So this is Bartlow, a lovely station. We have got some modelling errors here and there. Look, we can see that inside there isn't quite finished yet. It is still a heavy work in progress, as I say, but it does look absolutely fantastic, and I think everyone can agree that it is looking absolutely stunning. We do have some telegraph wire literally going straight through a wall and through the window there, which I must admit does look a bit odd. I can't lie to you there. But yeah, again, this could be something that could be fixed on a later date. We have the waiting room there, which looks very nice again. We've got all the posters and stuff on it. We've got the iconic brickwork. Not quite sure what's going on here. I'm guessing that's meant to be that's probably a texture that should say waiting room, or will do eventually, but at the moment it's just looking like it's got a mess of mesh on there. So that's obviously something that will need to be fixed on a later date. Again, passengers can be boarded on and off of the train at all stations, I believe. And yeah, it is looking pretty smart, although we've got a bit of strange goings on here with this wall here. This needs I don't know what's really going on there, but then the other side does look very similar, so maybe that is intentional. We have the bridge here, which looks incredibly nice, although we do have some weird grass, sort of floaty grass here, which it does look rather strange. I don't know why that's there, but you know, it's there. I'm sure that these little bugs and stuff will be fixed on a later date. But just looking at the Class 31 here, it does look incredibly smart, doesn't it? In fact, I could take a very nice screenshot of this here. Obviously trying to avoid the floaty grass in the shot. So what we'll do is we'll take a nice screenshot there, and perhaps that can be used for the thumbnail. Anyway, moving on from Bartlow, we are now going to head to Haverhill, which is my local station, or was my local station before it got demolished. We've got a bridge that leads to nowhere there, isn't it? This one does have shadows underneath it though, so that one is pretty well done. So he has laid the Con Valley and Houstead Railway sections on this route, but at present hasn't done any scenery work on there. He has also laid the track from Long Melford down to Bury St Edmunds. Again, no scenery work as of yet. The main sections that he has been focusing on at the moment is the Shelford to Sudbury section of the line, which is obviously the line that we're covering in this video. I think there is something about this that really does make me smile. It's brilliant to see it, because it just brings back something that is long gone now, and obviously we'll never see it again. And this is one of the really sad things about these abandoned railways. You walk along the old remains and you think, imagine what it would have been like, or imagine all of the locomotives and stock that this area would have seen and heard. But it's never going to ever again. It really is sad, and it just shows, that this brings back something. This is like seeing a ghost, this is bringing back something that is long gone, and it just feels happy and exciting, the fact that we are in a way reliving this in a simulator format. And it's lovely, it really is lovely. We're coming up to the famous sort of viaduct here, which is sort of a free arch viaduct in between Bartlow and Haverhill. Apparently this is still here. I've never been there. Again, it's a place I am yet to look at, but apparently the tops of the bridge can still be seen. Just the embankment cutting has been filled in now. So this cutting that we're about to go through now has been filled in now, and apparently only the bridge tops remain. So the bridge is still there, but deep underground. And there's actually a really nice photo of a Class 31 heading underneath this bridge, and it does look pretty spectacular. So primarily the locomotives and stock used on this line were Great Eastern of origin, or Eastern region. So stuff like J15s, E4s, B17s on excursions. You had IVAT 2s, which is quite interesting, to be honest, because I didn't think the IVATs travelled out this far, but yeah, they did. Diesel-wise, you had Class 15s, Class 31s, the occasional Class 37, and even though we don't have any evidence, there is skeptical that Class 26s once ran along here, because on one occasion Class 26s were actually based at Cambridge. There was like one or two of them based at Cambridge, so there is a chance that one of them may have strayed this far, but who knows, because there is no evidence, no image evidence of that. But there is plenty of image evidence of Class 31s, 37s, 15s, J15s, E4s, IVATs, and other Great Eastern locomotives. If anyone is wondering where you can get an IVAT 2MT model from 4Train Simulator, At the moment, all we have is the ones that are on the UK Train Sim website. So that's the IVAT 2MT tender locos. You can get those on UK Train Sim. If you are thinking of grabbing hold of an IVAT, I would advise you to head over to the UK Train Sim as soon as possible, because as you've probably seen in some of our previous videos, UK Train Sim is indeed closing down on the 31st of August 2023, which is very sad, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. So we're passing under this bridge now. So this is the Withersfield Road Bridge, which you would have probably seen in my BLS vlog recently. I went underneath it, and that was what we just passed under. So in this version of the route, there is actually 2 bridges missing. Philip has added those in now, so on the latest version he will have added them in, and that's the Water's Edge Bridge and the Chalkstone Bridge, which are not in this version of the route. So just bear that in mind. So we would have passed over the Water's Edge Bridge by now, and we are now heading up towards Haverhill North Station, which is now today a Tesco superstore. So these are the sidings where an accident once happened in the early 1900s. A train went down the wrong road and actually crashed off the buffers. And here we are heading over Ratting Road Bridge into Haverhill Town Station, which looks absolutely stunning. We've even got the footbridge as well. There is something about this. It is breathtaking. It really is. It brings a smile to my face to see this. It really does. So here we are at my local train station in the 50s, 60s, and it's just so lovely to see it. It really is. It's a very nicely modelled thing as well. Like, you know, we've got the footbridge, we've got the iconic buildings. So this station was known for being one of the most famous on the line, and one of the most important on the line as well, because it was it was classed as a junction station. So basically passengers are able to change trains to go down to the Con Valley line or the Stour Valley line, and also get trains to London and everything. Had this have remained open, the town would have got so much more money than what it does today, and it would not, honestly, it would make life in Haverhill better to live, because, you know, we'll be able to get to places a lot more easier than what we can now via buses. But yeah, it is honestly lovely. These houses here, so these aren't actually meant to be like this. They're more like sort of old-fashioned houses. So these sort of flats are not correct. I believe that he'll probably swap these out for more appropriate buildings on a later date. But yeah, they're not 100% correct. This is the Ratting Road Bridge, which looks incredibly smart indeed. It's a very nice representation. It does look like it. This is how the bridge would have looked back in the day, and he has captured that. Extremely nice indeed. In fact, there is a shot that I got from one of the Haverhill history groups that was actually looking down just like this. I'm going to bring it up on screen now just to compare it. But yeah, as you can see, the bridge is pretty spot on to the real life bridge. So yeah, so well done, Philip, on that. Very nice indeed. The station itself looks absolutely fantastic. It's just breathtaking to see your own, your local station basically being brought back to life. It looks just like the photos and just like the archive film. And yeah, it is really, really beautiful. It really is. One thing I will say is that some of this texturing does look a bit bland at the moment, so perhaps some texture updates here and there could be done and could, make it look a little bit more realistic. But as I say, it's just fantastic to see this beautiful custom modelled station in game. It really is. The Prince of Wales public house hasn't been built yet, and there is obviously a lot more over here that needs being built, like the town and everything. But, it's just great to see the station area in game. And just, wow. We've got the goods shed here. It's not custom, but it's there. And it looks pretty smart. We've got some milk bottles here and there. I don't know what they're for. We've got the signal gantries. We've got the Haverhill Junction signal box in all of its glory. And yeah, it's fantastic to see this. It really is. I mean, let's get a photo of this. I mean, just look at that. There is... It just really is a lovely looking thing. Absolutely breathtaking to see it here. I can tell you this now, the historians and the people of Haverhill would be overjoyed to see this. They really would. But yeah. So moving on from Haverhill, our next stop is Stour. So, right away from the guard. Oh, in fact, we should check out, see if the doors open and close first. They do indeed. So we'll wait for our guard's whistle and depart for Stour. Now we've got some people walking through the wall here. I think the platform boundaries need sorting out on here as well a little bit to sort of prevent that from happening. Alright, we've got the guard's whistle, so it is right away past 31. Oh, just look at that. Leaving Haverhill Station for Sudbury. Beautiful sight. Okay, so we are now heading through Haverhill Goods Yard, well, passing by it, on our way down to Stour and Sudbury. For some reason, them signals don't want to work. I don't know why that is, but they don't want to pull off. Now there is usually at the end of this siding down here, there is usually a bridge coming across here, which will be the Chalkstone Bridge, but obviously that hasn't been modelled in this version. We have started to get some of Haverhill being built up the top here, which is nice to see. So the junction to the right heads off towards the Combe Valley Railway, heads over Stour Arches, as we saw in the distance over there, up towards Birdbrook and Yeldon. And we are currently en route to Sudbury via Stour and Clare. And of course Long Melford. Let me just go back a minute. Okay, so this will be the... I'm trying to think. There's something that I'm missing here. Yeah, there's something not quite right here. I've just realised. So that there is the sewage works. We've got this stream here. There should be a road bridge around here somewhere. The Couples Road Bridge. I think this might be a road, or because I know there's a river stream bridge heading into East Town Park, which is a brick arched bridge, which is basically, it's not like this, but it's an arched brick bridge with a stream underneath. So I think that could be it. But there is also a road bridge which should be here somewhere, I think, which is Couples Road, which goes up there, and that is a girder bridge, just like the bridge at Ratting Road into Haverhill North Station. So there should be a road bridge around here somewhere, which is also missing. I have just noticed. But yeah. So this is the bridge over towards what is now the golf course. So this bridge in real life is really worn out now, that one. You'll see it in our vlog video. We've got some floaty trees again over there, which is interesting. As I was saying, I've got a few milk bottles here and there, like some foliage missing or something, so I don't know what I'm actually missing. But here we are approaching Stour anyway now. So we'll come over this lovely metal girder bridge here, which is just absolutely stunning. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. And that looks just like it as well. So here we are heading into Stour Station, which still stands today, the whole entirety of it. The station house has been turned into a private residence and been refurbished, but it still stands there today. There we go. And this is Stour. Yep, this is all correct. We've got the lovely iconic crossing. That is a iconic shot right there. Look at that. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Looks just like the archive photos. Absolutely stunning. Very impressive. Just gotta get another photo of that. But yeah. Here is the station master's house at Stour. Oh, we've got some floaty roads here which need sorting. So this isn't correct. This needs to be bigger. This isn't quite right. So we just need a bigger one than that, because it's actually like there's another room here and there's like 4 windows instead of just 2 there. But yeah, so that needs changing slightly, but it's nice to see it there nonetheless. We also have the Red Lion pub, which is quite an important it's an important building in Stour. I think it's around here somewhere, the Red Lion pub. What I'd recommend you doing, Philip, is going in Street View on Google Maps, plonking a little man along this road and just having a look around at some of the buildings to help you with your referencing of some of the buildings, like pubs and bits and pieces like that, to just, you know, give it that little bit more detail. We've got the station forecourt here, which is nicely done. We can tell it's work in progress because there's like overlapping textures and stuff here, and we do have some floaty roads going on there as well. Station building, again, absolutely stunning. I love it to bits. It just it gives you that sort of Great Eastern 1950s, 60s feel, and it's just great to see it in game. It really is. So yeah, fabulous job. Alright, onwards. I believe the next station is Stoke by Clare. So, off we go. Whoa, what was going on there? A car was just driving through trees. We've got this sort of concrete platform here. The texturing does look pretty poor on that. I think that could use with a bit of an update, but I'm not going to complain too much about it because, as I say, it's just lovely to see these custom assets being built, and it's just lovely to see a representation of this lovely route in Train Simulator. And I'm really impressed with it, as you've probably seen. You can probably tell that I'm really impressed with it. In its WIP stage. I mean, it's not something that you can just be like, oh yes, this is released, you know, this is the finished project, because this is far from finished. And it will probably take a fair few years to finish this yet. I can tell you that now. But to see it as it is, and to see it growing, and to be able to play the beta versions of this route, it's great, you know, and I think it's a really good idea of what Philip is doing to release beta versions of the route so people can still have a go at it while it's being constructed. It's a very good idea. So yeah, so anyone who is watching this video, don't forget to comment and like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video. If you do have any thoughts and opinions on this route that Philip is making, please let us know in the comments section below, because we'll be really interested to know your thoughts and opinions on this. And obviously, if you want to download this beta version of the route, I'll link Philip's website in the description of the video, so you can go and check it out and enjoy it. It is a lovely route, and I can really see it. I can see something really amazing being built here. I mean, just look at the detail on the scenery around this section here. This does look lovely. I do have a few milk bottles still, though. I don't know what they are. It's really bugging me. I want to know what their milk bottles are. I thought I had all the requirements. So here we are, approaching Stoke, aka Stoke by Clare. I'm liking how he's managed to capture the sort of high cutting, high embankments, because there is really quite tall embankments in areas on the Stour Valley route and Con Valley railways. So he's captured those well. I can see Stoke in view. The platform is just after this next bridge. Oh, the platform's disappeared. Oh, well, what's going on there? Oh, it's back again. Okay, alrighty then. Also, we've got loads of milk bottles over there. I don't know what they are. But yeah, we seem to have some boundary issues on this asset. The platform seems to disappear dependent where you look. So I can tell this is one whole asset. So this is like a really big asset here. And yeah, for some reason the boundaries here are just not quite working properly. So that could be something to be looked at in the future in the means of repairing. I can't really zoom in to have a look at that texturing of the wall there either. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. And so we've got the station here at Stoke, which does represent the station extremely well. So, oh, look, we've got another boundary issue on that little hut there as well. So there is some boundary issues on some of these assets here at Stoke, but I'm sure that something can be sorted in the future to prevent that from happening. But yeah, so this is Stoke Station, looking incredibly nice. And it's, again, great to see it in game, and it's great to see the Great Eastern structures being represented well. So onwards to our next station, which I believe will be Clare. So, right away, driver. We've also got bits and pieces like buffers sort of overlapping and sinking into platforms and things. Again, you know, it's all stuff that could be sorted out in the future as the route progresses. Also, some of the track work as well isn't quite up to scratch. It's either not quite correct, or we do have some incredibly sharp junctions, which, to be honest, would be better if they were less sharp than what they are, because in real life they wouldn't be that sharp. I know that Philip has actually gone through, and one of the things that he has stated that will be rectified in his latest update is some track work, because he has actually corrected some track work issues. So whether he's actually gone around and untightened some of them junctions, well, I don't know at this stage, but it would be good if he did that as well. Again, it's just a little bit of constructive criticism. Obviously, you know, we're giving a bit of feedback on this lovely route that he's making, and obviously, you know, we're looking forward to seeing more of this route, because, as I say, it's incredibly close to my heart. It's my local lines, and as I say, I love it to bits. It's just great to see this being produced for Train Simulator. It gives me happiness. So we should not be long until we head into Clare. Some of you may know Clare, as obviously the station is all still there in real life, as is the goods shed, and there is also a piece of track still there as well. And it's located at Clare Country Park, and it is a lovely site to go and have picnics and days out with your family. And I believe the station has now been converted into a tea room. So we can see Clare approaching now. This hill needs work. This is just a steep hill at the moment, but basically this hill would contain a the ruins of a castle on top of it, which are still there to this day. It's another lovely bridge. And there is the goods shed, which still stands today. And here we are at Clare. The signal box did used to stand. It was there, but unfortunately is no longer there due to vandals. So thanks a lot, guys, for ruining the preservation of the signal box. I believe it got burnt down by arsonists, if I remember correctly. But yeah, very sad indeed. But the signal box did survive there for a little while until it got burnt down. But there we go. This is Clare Station. So this is now a tea room. You can go in here and have some, a cup of tea, maybe some sandwiches and stuff like that. The waiting room is still there today. As we can see here, the model isn't complete. The glazing isn't quite flush to where it should be. But yeah, that is the waiting room here at Clare. But yeah, we can see that the glazing isn't quite where it should be on that model yet. Great to sit in game though. It's modelled fantastically. I think anyone will recognise this instantly as Clare Station. Loving the work on it. We've got all the station signs, all the brick walls. We've got the concrete sort of cattle platform and stuff. This texture in here actually looks a lot better than some of the other texturing of the stations we've seen, like Sturmer's cattle platform and stuff, which looked a bit meh. It's probably still quite a work in progress, but yeah, this is looking quite nice here, to be honest. Yeah, we've got the goods shed there. I may actually head up to Clare at some point. I'll go up to Clare Country Park actually, and I'll take some photos of the Clare goods shed, because obviously it still stands, and perhaps a custom goods shed could be made for Clare for him if I get the reference photos. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I believe our next station is Cavendish or Glemsford. I think it's Cavendish. I always get those two muddled up, which one's first. Okay, so while we're going down here, I'm just going to quickly check my messages section on Facebook, because we've been going for an hour now, and I've probably had umpteen amount of messages. Cavendish is next. Not Glemsford. I thought it was Cavendish. As we can see, the crossing gates have opened and the traffic is stopping. Now we've still got a little way for Cavendish. Just open it up slightly. I thought that was Cavendish coming up then. As you can see, there's a lot more scenery that's been built around this area, and it is looking really smart. Nice to see a bit of cab sway going on as well. Gives it a bit of immersion. Because these old tracks were pretty bumpy, I imagine. Here we are, approaching the beautiful Cavendish station, which some of it still remains today. Oh, I've overshot slightly on that. Oh, no. We're just in the right spot. Okay, so Cavendish Station. We've got the classic waiting rooms still there. Most of these were pretty standard on all stations. It's sort of a very similar waiting room, if not the same style of waiting room at pretty much every station along the route. The only main difference is obviously the station buildings, which has been modelled well here at Cavendish. This station building is no longer here. Neither is the little building beside it, and neither is the waiting room. As far as I know, the only things that remain are some of the platform, so it's only like half of it is still there, and then this house here is still here. So if you look on Google Maps and you look at this exact same view, you'll see some of this platform in somebody's garden, which I believe is these guys' garden. Sort of a part of their backyard, as it were, now. And yeah, the actual station, that is long gone now. These crossing assets are really nice, actually. Yeah, I really like these. Very smart. Signal box. Yes, here we are. Cavendish signal box. Looking incredibly smart. It's very clean. Could use maybe a bit of weathering here and there on the textures, but yeah, it is lovely. Nonetheless, it's great to see some of these custom assets being put in. We've got some more floaty fencing, but you can see here I've got a milk bottle here, so I'm obviously missing something here, and I don't know what that is. So, moving on from Cavendish now. Next station, I believe, is Glemsford. There is one major bug with this route, which I have noticed, and it's on my end. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but if you go from Sudbury down to Shelford, and if you go from Sudbury down towards Bury St Edmunds and to the like that, you get to about Long Melford, and then just after Long Melford, any direction, whether it's towards Bury St Edmunds or down towards Shelford, for some reason you get a dump file and the game just crashes. And it's only in one direction. It's never going the way that I'm going. It's always back from Sudbury down to Shelford. So I don't know why it's doing that. If anyone else is experiencing these issues, please do let me know in the comments. And hopefully this can be something that Philip can fix, because I don't understand why it's doing that, and it is quite a problem, because this means that we can only really travel one direction, and that's not what we really want. And it always happens just after Long Melford on the way down towards Shelford or Bury St Edmunds. So here we are approaching Glemsford Station. This track work here is, I hope that this has had an update, because we can see here just how tight that track work is. That's incredibly tight, like a bit too tight. I hope that's something that this has been fixed, because these are too tight at Glemsford. As we can see here, we've got some really tight track work around here, which needs sorting, because you wouldn't get a train round there. Same with here as well. Incredibly tight. Definitely something that needs sorting out. But Glemsford Station itself, we've got a nice goods shed there, present. We've got the lovely looking signal box on the concrete base there. The station building is an interesting one, because it's not like the other station buildings along the route. This is basically a waiting room with a canopy added to it. So it is quite an interesting structure. And this was like this in real life. Like, Glemsford never really had a proper station building. It was literally just a waiting room with a canopy attached. And it's lovely to see that Philip has created that and gave it its character. We've also got little extra details like this crane here, which adds to the detail, and it's nice to see these features being added. I think it's the little things that really bring out a route, and I know I say that every single time in nearly every route video I do, every route review, but it is so true. The little things really do help to bring out a route, and it makes people think, wow, yes, that's brilliant, I love this, that's looking great, Little things, little details, it really does get people like, yes, look at that, We've got the sort of the station master's house here. I believe that's the station master's house. It's painted in sort of a grey livery this time, sort of instead of that sort of normal brown brickwork that you get like that. But yeah, it's certainly interesting to see. And we've got the sort of iconic cross in there, which looks very smart indeed. Let's watch the 31 go over this crossing as we depart Glemsford. So let's imagine that we're outside these cars. Although I have just noticed something, that these cars are incredibly too modern for the route. This is supposed to be based in the 1950s and 60s. I don't think they would have had cars like this. So yeah, that needs altering. I think these roads need sorting out. I believe this is the West Somerset Road or something. I don't know. But yeah, these cars are far too modern for the period modelled. So Phil, I would suggest using a different road for this bit here. Perhaps a steam era road from steam era route, like Stainmore from SSS, because that has good assets. The Stainmore route from Steam Sound Supreme, or stuff like Bath Templecombe, Ware Down Teesdale. You know, anything that's sort of based around the 1950s and 60s. Anyway, right away for Long Melford. I really hope this video is recording. God, I would hate if OBS didn't record this video. Oh my god, I would go nuts. I did test OBS on its recording before doing this video, so hopefully all should be well. Look, we are speeding. Whoops. We'll let the train slow down on its own. Here we are heading into Long Melford. We need to make sure that we are going in the right direction from Long Melford, actually, because we have got Long Melford 1 and then it says Sudbury Siding 7, so it's looking like we're going to have to change some junctions as we get to... Look how massive this route is, though. Look at this. It's crazy. But yeah, so we are going to have to alter our route. There we go, that takes us down to Sudbury. There we go. Here we are on the approach to Long Melford, which is another important station on the line, as this was once again a junction station that spurred off between two lines. As we see, there is the other line down there towards Bury St Edmunds. And this has been created lovely as well. It does look absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Oh yes, beautiful station. It really is. Look, we've even got the swan neck lamps. This is a well-known station on the route as well. We've got the footbridge as well, look. I've gone over. Oh well. It happens. I'm sure it happened back in the day as well. Okay, let's open up our doors. So this is Long Melford and it does look stunning. We've got the lovely building which is just outside of Long Melford. So this is actually here. The texturing on this is, it's alright, but it's not the best, but at least it's there. At least you've got that building there and you can see it. So this is Long Melford Station. This is still here and I believe it's a private residence now. Both the station building and waiting rooms still survive, along with both platforms. And as we can see here, we've got fantastic brickwork done here. And out of all of the stations along the route, I think this is the one that is probably the most complete. We've got the signal box all there and present. We've got all of the metal railings there and present. We've got all of the walls, all of the station signs. We've got the water, the water tower, as it were. The only thing we don't have is platform benches, so I don't know whether they will be a thing at some point. But yeah, again, beautiful looking station. You can really tell that this is it captures that iconic brickwork, and it really does look absolutely fantastic. If we do go in here, we can see that we do have the see-through bits. There's no glazing there again, but I don't think he's designed it for anyone to fly in here and have a look. But yeah, it is lovely. I think it is one of the best stations on the route, and I'm going to get a photo again of this Class 31 in this station, just looking basically absolutely beautiful right there. Look at that. Look at that. It's a lovely screenshot right there. It's nice to get a load of screenshots for use, because you could use these. I mean, Philip can use these if he really wants to, but we can use these as a thumbnail for the route and stuff like that if we really want to. So yes, we've got Long Melford Junction signal box there, looking incredibly smart. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? Got all that scenery there, look. Certainly the most complete station out of the bunch, I would say. Lovely work, Philip. Lovely work indeed. I believe he was local to Long Melford, and I think that obviously he would have the most reference photos of this station. We can see we have the bridge here and crossing as well, because this is quite an interesting thing about Long Melford, how it has both a bridge and crossing. Kind of gives you that similar sort of layout to Ely Station on the Fen line, where it has a road going over the crossing and then a road going under the bridge. Now, reason being is obviously because this is quite a low bridge. Bigger trucks or buses or what have you wouldn't have been able to pass through this bridge, so they would have to use the crossing instead. And that is why they designed bridges and stuff like that. Although, we've got a gap through there. That's not normal. Again, that's probably something I'm missing on my end. Oh wait, no, okay. Strange. Oh wait, no, there's a gap down there. Okay, I don't know why that's there, but there we go. Anyhow, moving on from Long Melford, the next station should be Bures, I believe. As we can see, we've got Long Melford Goods Yard on the left-hand side as well, represented well as well. I have noticed there is a lot of manual points on this route as well, which is something again that I think would benefit with changing. Obviously have manual points in the yard, but on the mainline section that's obviously automatic. We would need automatic. Although to be fair, it does look like these are automatic points. Don't quote me on that, but there is a lot of manual points on here, and the levers as well. The levers are pretty naff as well. These levers would be nice to sort of change them out for different levers to make them more prototypical for the time period. Again, all work in progress, guys. None of this is anywhere near complete, so there is going to be things that are going to be changed in due course, but he has released these beta versions and WIP versions for a purpose, for people to look at. Give them give him your feedback. So any stuff you don't particularly like or you really love, he will take into account and either alter it or change it, or add bits and pieces that you would like to see. Ah, coming up to 30 mile an hour limit soon, which is interesting. Oh, it's not Bures. Okay. I think Bures is on another line. Yeah, I think Bures is on the line towards Chapel and Wakes Colne. So it's Sudbury next. My bad, I've got that wrong. Oh no! My game's dumped. Ah, what a shame. Sorry about that, guys. Unfortunately, my game has crashed. Ah, I was just about to approach Sudbury, the last port of call as well. Yeah, this is the issue I tend to get with this route. Now, this is the main issue I get with it, is the dumps. Usually I get it just after Long Melford heading the opposite direction, but this is a first. I've never had this happen towards Sudbury. So there is some stability issues with this route at the moment. I don't know whether it's because it's a WIP or, or I don't know. I don't know why I get these dumps, but that is the one thing that is a shame about this route. Anyhow, I think we're going to have to leave that there because obviously we've had a dump. But thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Check out the links that I've linked in the description of the video. And yeah, once again, thank you for watching. This has been Samuel Beeman of British Locomotive Studios, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye for now.